Today, I am here to announce something and kind of discuss Bodyline's rebrand. Yes, Bodyline is having a comeback. For all of you newbie Lolitas or people that are just unfamiliar with Bodyline in general, let me give you a vague rundown of why they were popular to begin with and what they were kind of standing for based on what the community has said back in the day. Bodyline has been around for a while, but honestly more so as a lingerie and cosplay reseller, but eventually they started picking up Lolita fashion as well. So that was kind of a side thing at first, but they got popular because it was very accessible and also very cheap, which obviously, especially in the early 2000s and like early 2010s, people wanted that cheaper alternative, so they didn't have to buy main brands. As I mentioned in my last video, if you haven't seen it yet, you definitely should. Taobao wasn't as accessible. Yes, people knew about it. Yes, some people definitely did order through like shopping services and all that stuff. That was more like an experienced Lolita thing. If you were new, you probably didn't want to start out crazy like that. And Bodyline wasn't a scam. They actually sold really affordable Lolita outfits. Yes, some of them replicas. Yes, the reputation, especially back in the day, was fucking atrocious. I made a whole video about it. But now there's new management and apparently a new idea. Around 2017, the cracks started to show, with less and less releases coming out each year. The discussion surrounding Bodyline and their lack or decrease in stock has definitely been around for a while. A lot of Lolitas were definitely confused and a little concerned about where the brand will be headed, but if you look down on their track record, they released very little between the time period of 2017 and 2021, like suspiciously little. Let's just say that the cracks were already starting to show in 2017 with a slight try or attempt of maybe establishing themselves again in 2019, and then of course the most unfortunate event happened with the pandemic in 2020, and ever since 2021 it has been very quiet on Bodyline's side. Myself and other Lolita content creators and just Lolitas in general theorize whether or not Bodyline will be around for much longer, specifically for Lolita fashion, with a lot of their physical stores closing down in Harajuku, which arguably is one of the main stores. It wasn't looking so good, let's just say that. Last year, I was fully convinced that Bodyline was just fading out and kind of losing relevancy because new Lolitas nowadays have loads of options. I mean, Taobao is probably one of the best things to happen to the Lolita community ever, with so many brands not only being affordable, but actually good quality. You can get a really good Lolita dress for like 40 to 50 bucks, and it's not breaking the bank. Yes, the shipping prices can suck, but aside from that, honestly, it is very easy for beginners, and there's sites like 42 Lolita that make Taobao shopping very, very easy. Is there even a need for Bodyline at this point? Because again, their main selling point back then was that they are cheap and that they have a wide variety of items. I mean, you could literally get an entire cord from Bodyline, headpiece to blouse to JSK, OP if you want, and also banger rocking horse shoes. I will still stand by this that Bodyline had pretty good shoes. I have a lot of Bodyline secondhand shoes and I love them very much. Also, my cat has joined. Ooh. Her name is Chibi's. She's very cute. About 2 weeks ago, so on the 12th of May, Bodyline started to post a bunch of pictures, basically announcing that they are going to restock some older items. People were decently excited about this. I mean, nothing too new, but I mean, hell yeah, you know, restocking items is good. It's at least a sign that they're not fully dead yet. And we got dresses like the gothic gorgeous punk dress, and we had some petticoats, and also this bicolor princess sleeve dress, to name a few. Now, here is where things get a little crazy, okay? Yes, we're just at the beginning, but things are already a little weird. I'm about to tell you a story of how this one dress basically had two separate price points. Like one time it was really expensive, and then I checked again and it was really cheap, and I swear to God, this happened. I feel like I'm losing my mind because I checked it while I was recording the video, and all of a sudden the number was cheaper. I don't know if this was a glitch, a bug, I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my mind, but now the price point is back to the original price that I mentioned the first time. I know this is really confusing, but just
the dress
watch.
That released in 2013 that is now being re-released retailed for around about 36 euros. Now I'm gonna say euro because that's my currency. Sorry, Americans, that's probably gonna be a little over $40 for you, probably adjusted to inflation. I'm not entirely sure. But the re-release, what would you give this What price tag would you give this dress? Because I was under the assumption that it was gonna be in the same price category. Well, my friends, the dress that they re-released ended up reselling for no. Am I stupid?
So here's the confusion, okay? I genuinely don't know how I got to this one specific number, but I can show you a screenshot that I took. I don't know where this number came from. Maybe I hallucinated it, but the number is now back to what it was once. So there's actually no change. I don't know.
This dress ended up reselling for 109 euros. 109 euros. Again, if you're American and in dollar, that's going to be over 115, maybe $120 for an Amazon quality looking dress. I'm sorry, but I cannot justify in what universe is a Bodyline dress worth that looks like this. I'm sorry for roasting. It's an okay dress, not for that price tag. My red flags, and for a lot of other Lolitas, they were going off left and right, okay? There were fucking alarm bells ringing, because what do you mean Bodyline is trying to sell dresses for over 100 euros? No thank you. So people were questioning what the hell is going on, right? And mind you, this is before the entire rebrand even took place, okay? So just so we're all in the clear, this was before they made any announcements. It's just opening up the possibility of, Bodyline maybe positioning themselves a little differently. I'm checking in on this a few weeks later, so 2 weeks in total. And guess what? The bullying worked. I'm sorry. The backlash worked, okay? People were not having it, and so they adjusted the prices. I'm still not really that happy with it, but it's definitely an improvement, if you will. Now the dress is going for I'm just gonna cut myself off here because I literally don't know what's true or not anymore. I just know that currently the dress is still around 109 euros. Sorry, I know it's a re-release, but like, come on, man. Come on now, let's be for real. But of course, we're not done yet. This was just the re-releases and what people were discussing there. Now let's actually move over to the announcements. Because a few hours after they started listing the re-releases, we actually got this little graphic on their Instagram. Coming soon. People were like, what? What is going on? Let me read you what their official little statement is in the English translated version, okay? To everyone who has loved Bodyline over the years, starting May 30th, 2025, Bodyline will become a brand focused exclusively on Lolita fashion. You heard that right. Exclusively. No lingerie, no cosplay. For years, we've embraced both Lolita and cosplay culture, sharing all things kawaii with you. From now on, we'll devote ourselves to crafting styles that help you say, this is my ultimate kawaii. Cosplay fans, don't worry. A new brand is in the works and will be available through the same official site. Thank you always for your support. We can't wait to show you the new Bodyline. They basically announced that they will separate Bodyline cosplay and Bodyline Lolita fashion, which I think is actually not the worst kind of idea. Two separate departments, one works for Lolita, one works for cosplay. I think that might actually be good, because I always thought it was a little weird that if you want to buy Lolita, there's also weird categories, or used to be weird categories on their official side with like boyfriend's favorite lingerie or something like that. I don't know. It was something along those lines. I was like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. This post gathered a lot of traction within the Lolita fashion community. People were overwhelmed with joy. I think a lot of people were also having that nostalgia moment. It came full circle. Bodyline is coming back. Oh my God, exciting. So a lot of people were really happy and also having some requests. And here is where I would like to include those requests, okay? I also asked you guys on my Instagram, what are your worries, concerns, and maybe even suggestions for this Bodyline rebrand? What is something that you would really like to see? I will also include some of these comments because I think it's good to see what the audience wants, what the Lolitas want, and see how the company delivers. Now, mind you, of course, this is the early stages. Everything is very fluent. Everything can change in a matter of days. We'll see how they actually follow through. Here are some of those responses. I'm not sure if it's likely, but I'm worried there will be a lot of replicas again. I heard that they're marking up their prices a lot.
The prices are so high for ass quality, and I feel like it'll just get worse and worse. Bodyline is not as affordable compared to its previous pricing. I'm scared they're gonna pull an Angelic Pretty and go Jedi and sad no background. Insane overpriced for the same design they stocked 10 years ago for 10 times cheaper. I don't know how to feel. I prefer the old logo. I'm looking forward to see how you feel about it. As a Bodyline enthusiast, I hate they're raising the prices. It'll make secondhand more expensive. And this is one of the biggest aspects, because before they launched this whole rebrand campaign, we already saw this happening with secondhand Bodyline. At least a few people have attempted to sell their Bodyline for over $100. Please, guys, please let Bodyline remain a brand for people that cannot afford more. Please, let's not overprice it, please. Conclusion, most people were really worried about the prices and the quality of Bodyline, and also just concerned with where this journey is even going.
I also wanted to highlight these requests right here because a lot of people were asking for more size inclusivity, both in shoes but also in dresses, blouses, all that stuff. I also saw that a lot of people wanted the shoes to return, but also a lot more sweet prints.
So let's explore what is happening, because I have more news. 2 days later, Bodyline posted this statement on their Instagram. The story of Bodyline, woven together with all you through countless moments of kawaii, is now stepping into a brand new chapter. The first time you wore a Lolita dress, strolling through town in matching outfits with your friends, welcoming a special day in your favorite one piece. From casual days to memorable events, each moment was filled with irreplaceable kawaii. Okay, they're really trying to emphasize on kawaii, which leads me to think that they are focusing on mostly sweet, but I don't know. I'm a little worried about this constant emphasis of kawaii, but also it's English translation, so I recognize that. We are truly proud to have been a part of your story. From here on, Bodyline will become a place where you can enjoy kawaii more freely, more authentically. With a focus on Lolita fashion, we will bring you a new world filled with dreams and refined elegance. To all previous memories we've shared, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and may we continue creating the ultimate kawaii together with you. It's a lot to unpack. With this picture and also with these statements, I am reading that they are definitely trying to build more of a brand connection to their customer base, thank them, for the past and the present and all of this. And they're really hammering down this special moment, bestie vibe, maybe matching, maybe we're gonna see some matching cores. That'd be really fun. I'm really excited to see what type of photo shoots we're gonna get, because I hope it's gonna be fun and exciting and interesting. About a week ago, they posted this new logo and new concept debut. The new Bodyline logo embodies every girl's dream of being kawaii. Designed with love and longing for all the things cute, it reflects the heart of our brand concept. With a theme of the ultimate kawaii that every girl dreams of, we bring you original Lolita fashion that combines the princess dresses we dreamed of as children, the charm of medieval European style, in a beautiful, unique, and adorable way. To our loyal customers who have cherished Bodyline until now, we understand that this transformation may feel different. As we step into a new chapter, we are committed to sharing the ultimate kawaii Lolita fashion with the world. Thank you always for your support, and we hope you'll join us as Bodyline evolves into something even more magical with our new logo and concept. This right here is the new logo. I don't know if you guys prefer this. Definitely let me know. Do you prefer the concept? Do you prefer the old one? It certainly feels more modern. However, it lacks the charm of the older design, in my opinion. I don't know. It definitely fits their goals and, becoming a more kawaii focused brand which wants to embody girlhood, but it leads me to think that they will mostly focus on more cutesy designs. I don't know. But I have a nitpick, okay? And I'm really sorry if this seems super nitpicky. I get it. It irks me a little bit. Emphasis on girly and girlhood and girl whatever. To some people that might not be a problem at all, but I prefer a more genderless approach. You can go towards femininity. I think there's nothing wrong with using the term feminine because everyone can be feminine, but girl, I feel isolates some maybe men that would like to wear this fashion or people that are identifying as other. And again, I know that some people don't care about this, but I think using the term feminine is just more applicable
comfortable in this situation. That's why I prefer brands like Baby the Starshine Bright. Even they are more masculine styles, it's not tied down to gender at all, because anyone can be feminine and anyone can be masculine. It's not limited by gender. This might not be their intention, but if it's a rebrand, I think you kind of have to choose your words carefully. But I also understand that it's a translation, so there might be a multitude of things here. A lot of brands like to do this girlhood thing. Nothing wrong with connecting to girlhood, right? I mean, it is definitely true that a lot of people, a lot of, AFAB people have had that experience of wanting to be a princess, of wanting to be in frilly dresses. Like, I certainly did. I loved being super extra when I was young. There's plenty of, boys that like to have that experience as well, but, society kind of suppresses that for them because of toxic masculinity, that whole thing. So I think it would have just been nice to rephrase that maybe. Okay, so now the next post, that was 6 days ago. The ultimate kawaii that every girl dreams of. Bodyline presents a brand new expression of the ultimate kawaii to a dreamy, enchanting world filled with everything a girl has ever longed for. We're proud to unveil our brand new photo shoot and key visuals. Okay, key visuals. Princess-like dresses that once made your heart flutter as a child, the kawaii image you envisioned in front of the mirror, now brought to life in a new Bodyline style. We hope you're as excited as we are. And here is the image. So let's take a closer look, shall we? So we definitely see a more a princess style dress. It is a fairly sweet dress with a cute little cape on top. I think we've definitely seen dresses like this before. It's nothing completely outstanding. I've seen Taobao brands do this. I've seen main brands do this. It's not a replica though. I mean, it's an idea that has been done many times. I think it's not a bad one. It is okay. If it's affordable, I think this is fine, but we're going to talk about the price in a minute. And then you slide, you go the next slide, and all of a sudden you see a different image, which in my mind anyway, it doesn't really read as princessy to me. So I'm already, again, I work in marketing, okay? So I kind of know a thing or two about rebrands. I've done quite a few now. I feel like this may be the opposite, like a prince maybe, it kind of might go in the same vein as princess, prince, whatever. But they're really trying to emphasize kawaii, pastels, girlhood, and stuff like that. And I feel like this dress, in contrast to the background, is not 100% matching. I feel like they should have done maybe a different background for this piece, because they still have this like pink makeup with like the bows and stuff. From a courting perspective and like a brand identity and also the vibe that they're trying to convey, it doesn't match 100%, in my opinion, of course, Other one is a brown colorway. I'm pretty sure of the same dress that is in the first slide. I like the brown colorway. I think it's really cute. I do like that they have a consistency with the makeup. This particular picture, I mean, we see it looks like almost a backstage area, maybe like some kind of dressing room. Interesting. It's hard to see the dress fully, but it's okay. I think it's all right. At least we're not getting super stale pictures in front of just a plain pink background, aka angelic pretty. I'm sorry to roast you, but come on, step up your game. We would like to see something a bit more interesting. So I do appreciate that. I give them credit where credit is due. And then the last slide. Oh boy. That last slide I like a lot, okay? First of all, we have a black colorway of a very cute JSK. I'm pretty sure, again, that is the same JSK that we've seen in the first slide. Again, I'm really confused about this lineup here, because why is there one dress that is a completely different dress than all the other dresses? Is it an accident? Was it on purpose? I don't know. Again, I know this is nitpicky, but it's a rebrand. They should have maybe put a little more thought into that. Now, we see this last slide with a fucking Milky Chan the Fawn plush in the background. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's pretty great. I'm a certified Milky Chan lover, so when I saw that, I was like, whoa, okay. This particular dress I think is really pretty. The wrist cuffs look a little cheap to me, same with the headpiece. It's just okay, to be honest, but the dress I like really a lot, especially in the black colorway. I feel like it's a pretty decent dress, looks all right. I'm just curious about the price, So shall we take a look at the official website? When you're entering the new Bodyline website, you are greeted with already the new logo. The web design has changed a lot in comparison to what we had before, and I actually like it a lot. Pastel color tones are really nice, and also I think it is just a clean looking web design. You see the new Bodyline logo and also the separation from the brand Bodyline and the brand now called Luna Bell, that is primarily focusing on the cosplay costume aspect of Bodyline. I guess it's now Luna Bell, but they're separate now, which I think is nice, but still visible on their website together. Once you click on View Lolita Fashion, you are greeted with Lolita Fashion online shop and a little description that we already read on their Instagram. Here we have a few dresses. This dress that we discussed with the Milky Chan the Fawn in the background is called the Lace-Up Ribbon Frill Jumper Skirt, okay? It is a JSK. It is available in the colorway black and off-white, black and also pink. By the way, is made of 70% cotton and 30% polyester. This does not include the cape. This dress retails around 119 euros. This is definitely a markup, and it's definitely not the affordable Lolita brand that they once were. I do think it is a beautiful dress. I do think it is pretty well crafted and it is decent quality. Obviously choose wisely, but I just think it's a little crazy that Bodyline is now, yeah, quite pricey, honestly. If you want the dress with the cape, that will retail around 129 euros. We have one more post to go over here in this video. Been released literally 23 hours ago, so I want to cover that as well, which is an official announcement. Thank you always for your continued support of Bodyline. Today, as previously announced, we are excited to officially unveil Bodyline's rebranding as a brand specializing in Lolita fashion, inspired by princess dresses we admired in childhood. Blah blah blah. There's more. Costumes and cosplay items that were previously part of Bodyline will now be offered through our brand new site, Luna Bell. That's what we already talked about. Our official website has also undergone major renewal. It's now easier to navigate and more enjoyable to shop, reflecting the new Bodyline aesthetic. You'll be able to browse both Bodyline and Luna Bell from a single site. We will deliver the ultimate cuteness through Lolita fashion. We're currently preparing an exciting lineup of new Lolita collections. Please look forward to what the new Bodyline has in store. And here are a few images of some of their, I'm assuming, newer collections. And also Luna Bell is now tagged as a separate Instagram account. I think it's important to note that if you want or if you expect higher quality items, there will be a higher price tag attached. Especially if you prefer cotton, things like that, there's going to be a higher price tag coming along with it. I think a challenge Bodyline will face with this rebrand is that there's always going to be those Lolitas that remember the time where they were really affordable. They were the ones that people went to if they had a limited budget of 50 bucks and they got a dress for 50 bucks that was beautiful and nicely designed. I mean, look at these, just to name a few. And now with the price increases, I'm definitely a little worried about how they're positioning themselves. Do they want to become a more high quality brand like Angelique Pretty, Baby the Starshine Bride? Where is this going? I'm really curious to see. I'm curious to see if we're going to see some banger designs that are going to be wildly popular within the community, what direction they're going in now. Because although they keep referencing the ultimate kawaii for every girl, I'm still a little confused about what this means. I'm still seeing styles that are not necessarily princess styles. I mean, when I think of a princess dress, I think of very Hime Lolita styles. Dresses with loads of bows, very pastel, very pink. In their announcement post, they also had dresses that are black. I don't know. I feel like they need a bit more consistency, especially with a rebrand. You have to position yourself perfectly. I know a lot of people will say, oh, cut them some slack, whatever, but it's important that your audience and your customer base knows what's up and what they can expect. Because right now, I'm not really sure. I know there's going to be new things. I know there's going to be new dresses, new designs. I'm also confused about the prices. I'm confused as to how old dresses now retail for double the price. I feel like this is my summary of how I feel about this Bodyline rebrand. I think the logo is cute. I also want to point out that none of these dresses are new, and I feel like for a rebrand, I would have really liked to see something new that shows the new creative direction. I just didn't think that it was such a great idea to basically sell old dresses for triple the price, or, you know, a lot more than they originally sold for. I know inflation is a thing, and I know a lot of other things are also kind of factoring into this. I just think it would have been smarter if they really want to position themselves as a more high quality brand to bring out new designs with better quality, and then I think people would be a little bit more willing to actually spend more money. We are used to Bodyline being cheap, so it is a little jarring to see them be more pricey with the same designs. it definitely reflects the message that they're trying to convey, this like ultimate kawaii thing. We haven't seen anything regarding new shoes, so I'm really curious to see what we're gonna get. Is there going to be a brand mascot? You know, there's a lot of open questions right now. Please let me know what you guys are thinking about this Bodyline rebrand. Are you excited? What are your worries? What are your concerns? Please do let me know in the comments below, because I would absolutely love to hear your input, especially if you're an older Lolita. Like, what do you think about the prices increasing? What do you think about the materials? What do you think about the general vibe? Any thoughts? I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I know this was a fairly short video, but I still wanted to cover it because it took me by surprise. So yeah, love you all so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!